The 2-2 to Mackenzie Denson. That slapped past Temple at third base, and Mackenzie Denson on with a 1-out single. Kadadra Temple been tested with 2 straight batters here in the top of the first inning, able to get Aaliyah Andrews on the ground out. But Mackenzie Denson comes back with a line shot off of the glove for a 1-out single. So Christina Hartley steps in now for the Bradenton Lynx. Lynx will be the away team in this series against the Peaches. Hartley batting in the 3 spot. She will play shortstop when the Lynx get to the field. Line back up the middle. That's going to find a gap. Denson going to be waved around. Christina Gambone giving her the hold. And Denson coming around to score from first on the RBI double by Christina Hartley. The Bradenton Lynx 2-1 and 2-0 in the Sun Division. They have scored first in every game that they've played. And they got 3 in the first in Friday's opener last week against the Aquanauts, as Reagan Marchant takes a strike. Lynx only lost 10-8 to the Circus on Tuesday. That was a wild one. We had a couple of wild ones on Tuesday. Lynx falling 10-8 to the Circus. The Finns topping the Pioneers 15-10 in extras as Emily Price pulls the string on the off speed and drops in for a strike as she is quickly ahead of Reagan Marchant 0-2. The 0-2. Taken on the corner for strike 3 as Marchant caught looking. That is out number 2 for Emily Price. Price, the lefty out of Charleston, Illinois, pitches for the Western Illinois Leathernecks. First pitch ball to Taylor Minnick. Minnick was 0 for 3 in Tuesday's loss to the Circus. Did have an RBI in that game. Takes a drop ball low. Sun setting here on Field 2 at GT Bray Park in the second of our doubleheader. Lakewood Ranch Rodeo topped the Finns 5-0 in Game 1. Taylor Minnick swings through a curve. (2-1) to the outfielder from Indiana. And chops right back to Price. Makes the toss over to first in time to get Minnick, but the Lynx get one on the RBI double by Christina Hartley. They lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Savannah Watley takes a first pitch strike from Sophia Knight. Knight with an 0-run record so far in the Florida Gulf Coast League. Freshman played for Toledo in 2022. Delivers a ball low. One to Watley. Fouled back. For the Peaches, it will be Savannah Watley, Emma Grace Walker, Grace Lorsung hitting 1, 2, 3. And then the All-American transfer just recently to Ole Miss, Maya Stevenson, the DP batting in the 4 spot. Anna Sample follows her. Amaya Lee, Gracie Ashley, Kadadra Temple, Megan Leonard, and Celeste Solis rounding out the lineup for the Peaches. Right back to Knight, over to first, and gets the out. For the Bradenton Lynx in the field, Sophia Knight is in the circle. Her schoolmate at Toledo, Maris Barbado, going to be doing the catching this evening. Reagan Milliken at first, Tatiana Davis at second. Christina Hartley is at short. Emma Richards is at third around the outfield. From right to left, Mackenzie Denson in right field. Aaliyah Andrews is in center, and Taylor Minnick will be in left. We have time called on the field, but we are back to it. Emma Grace Walker takes a strike. Walker 1 for 3 versus the Rodeo on Tuesday. Doubled and had a strikeout. Peaches fell in that game 4-0 as she taps the off-speed foul. And after winning their first game on Friday, the Peaches have dropped 3 in a row. So they will be looking for a win, trying to get back in the win column. As that one again tapped foul by the left-handed hitting Walker. Walker takes the rise ball high. Sophia Knight going to throw a curve, backdoor curve, rise, change, screwball, and the fastball. Velocity going to sit in the low to mid 60s. That one hard on the ground to short. Hartley gloves it over to first. In time to retire Emma Grace Walker. 2 up, 2 down for the Bradenton Lynx here in the bottom of the first. Lynx got on the board courtesy of an RBI double off the bat of Christina Hartley in the top of the first inning. And in stands Grace Lorsung. Lorsung takes the first pitch strike. Lorsung, a handful of players in the Florida Gulf Coast League that come from the Indiana Hoosiers. There are 2 on the Bradenton Lynx. Minnick in left, Leah Andrews in center field, also Hoosiers. As Knight spins it low, evens the count at 1-1. Lorsung 0 for 1 Tuesday against the Rodeo. Lifts that one high in the air. Davis calling for it. She will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Peaches in the home half of the first. It's still 1-0 as we go to the second. Milliken, Barbado, and Fletcher due up for the Lynx in the second, as Milliken takes strike one on the outside corner. Lynx enter the weekend third in team batting average, hitting .284 as a squad. They lead all teams with 4 team home runs. As that one hard on the ground to third. Temple over to first. Gets the out as Kadadra Temple has been a magnet for ground balls here so far to start the game. Maris Barbado at the bat. 0 for 2 Tuesday against the Circus. Had a run scored. First pitch swinging on the ground. Takes a tough hop. That's a nice play at short by Watley. And she retires Barbado 6-3. Emily Price working quickly, already 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Mallory Fletcher, the DP for the Bradenton Lynx. Takes a drop ball for a strike. Fletcher got a pinch hit RBI single Tuesday against the Circus. And takes strike number 2 on the outside corner. DP out of Coolidge, Georgia, quickly behind in the count, 0-2. The pitch. That one looped just over the head of Temple. Watley over, no play at first. As Fletcher on with a 2-out bloop single. And that is a perfect example of reacting to the strike zone. Fletcher had taken 2 balls off the outer part of the plate. Probably would have been taken for strike 3. Instead, just able to get enough of the barrel of the bat on it to flip it out into tweener land behind third and the rim of the outfield. And Tatiana Davis now stepping in. Davis shows bunt, standing all the way in the back of the box. Now resets. The 0-1. Now leaves the rise ball high. Hmm. 1-1 to Davis, who played 2022 at Jacksonville. That one sliced foul. Seven plate appearances for Davis through the opening weekend and then some. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. Does have a triple, batting .400. As she swings through that, strike 3. Emily Price works around a 2-out single by Mallory Fletcher. It's still 1-0 Lynx. We head to the bottom of the second. Maya Stevenson standing in to start off the second. And there may have been a handful of other coveted transfers following the 2022 season. And Maya Stevenson right up there, a 4-time first-team All-Conference USA selection at Marshall. The Thundering Herds all-time leader in home runs with 59. And she committed to Ole Miss on Monday. She will be moving to the SEC. And that will be an interesting addition to the Rebels lineup. Change up. Sophia Knight took something off of that one, and the freshman not intimidated whatsoever by the power and prowess of Maya Stevenson, ahead in the count 1-2. That being said, Stevenson does have the ability to go with 2 strikes, and Knight wins the battle as she strikes out Maya Stevenson to start the inning. That is a confidence boost no matter who you are to get a hitter as accomplished at Stevenson on strikes. And a sample. Swinging. Sample out of Lexington, Oklahoma. A sophomore at UTEP. Was 1 for 2 Tuesday against the Rodeo. Walked, struck out. And is quickly behind in the count 0-2. Sophia Knight so far throwing with a lot of confidence. She's gotten a lot of work here in the early games for the Bradenton Lynx. It's not the easiest freshman season in Toledo for Knight. She was forced unexpectedly into their #1 starter role after the Rockets' 1 and 2 pitchers both went down with injuries. Knight threw 130 and a third innings, a 6-18 record as that one misses upstairs. Did record 105 strikeouts, but it was a tough season for the Rockets as they finished in last place in MAC play. The 2-2. And again, goes to the off speed as Knight has recorded back-to-back strikeouts to start off the second inning. Amaya Lee, another one of the Marshall Thundering Herd on this Peaches roster. And I guess technically with the commitment by Maya Stevenson to Ole Miss, that would be the only Thundering Herd on this roster. But there are a couple that play for the Skeeters. Cam Mahalis, Bub Faringa. They're sprinkled through the Florida Gulf Coast League, well represented here in Bradenton. As she takes strike 2. Lee down 0-2. Line that one into right field. That's going to drop in front of Mackenzie Denson. And that falls for a 1-out single. That was a good adjustment there by Amaya Lee. She had seen that Knight had gone to the off-speed batter before. Sat changeup, got the pitch that she wanted, and sliced it into right field for a single. So in stands Gracie Ashley out of Summerton, Alabama. Played 2022 at Wallace State Community College and fouls that one back into the backstop. Ashley hit .333 in 2022, had 14 hits, 12 RBI, 2 triples, 2 doubles. Way out ahead of the off speed is Knight showing no fear. She's been willing to throw that changeup at any count so far in the early going. The pitch. The throw to second offline by Maris Barbado as Lee into second with a stolen base. Ashley with an RBI opportunity, a chance to tie this game here in the home half of the second. Not out of the zone. It's been a struggle to score for the Peaches as of late. They scored 1 in their loss on Saturday, and since then they have been shut out. They lost 3-0 to the Skeeters on Monday, 4-0 to the Rodeo on Tuesday. Ashley hangs with the changeup, fouls it back into the backstop. We mentioned the Lynx entered 3rd in the league in team batting average, hitting .284. The Peaches, on the other hand, they are at the bottom of the league. They are in 12th, hitting just a .163. As Ashley gets a piece of that to stay alive. Another thing that has been in the Peaches' favor, their team ERA, .296. That's what's been keeping them in games as of late until the bats come around. 2 strike, change up, lifted. That's going to be trouble. Davis and Milliken both going back for it. Davis unable to come up with it. Those tweeners oftentimes very tough. As Ashley now. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Gracie Ashley with 2 outs here in the home half of the second. Rise ball lifted, back out of play. Little encouragement from her Rocket teammate, Maris Barbado. Sophia Knight started off the inning strong, recorded back-to-back strikeouts, gave up a 2-out single, and now is in a battle with Gracie Ashley. The pitch. Change up, lifted to right. And Denson is there to record the 3rd out of the inning. So Sophia Knight works around a 1-out single. It is still a 1-0 Lynx lead as we go to the 3rd. (10-1-2) for the Lynx in the 3rd. Emma Richards takes ball 1 outside. Richards hitting at .333, does have a 2-run homer. Not her only hit so far in 3 plate appearances. And takes ball 2 low. The 2-0 from Price on the way. Spins it in for strike one. Lynx up 1-0 courtesy of an RBI double by Christina Hartley in the first inning. Still looking for their first leadoff batter on, as Richards takes ball one low. The 3-1. That one lined out to right center field. That's going to find a gap. Richards is turning for second. She's got eyes, and it's going to be a leadoff double for Emma Richards. So as I said, looking for their first leadoff batter on. Richards does just that with a RBI double into the right center field gap, and that rolls the lineup over to Aaliyah Andrews. Andrews grounded out in her first at bat. Takes ball one low. Andrews has hit in the leadoff spot for all 4 Lynx games. She was a Week 1 Team Florida selection, hit .500 across the first 4 games for the Lynx. Takes ball too high. Andrews has a home run, a double, 4 RBI. 5 runs scored, 4 for 8 to start Florida Gulf Coast League play. Heading the count 2-0. That's gonna be trouble. That's gonna fall in. Richards held up to make sure that that ball wasn't caught. And heads up base running by Andrews as she takes second. That's a tough play out there in center field for Gracie Ashley. You have to respect the power of Aaliyah Andrews. And the little flare, just too much green. And so now Mackenzie Denson stepping in, 2 runners in scoring position, no one out. First pitch swinging as Denson trying to slap her way on. Andrews and Denson have been a potent 1-2 punch. Denson hitting .400 behind Aaliyah Andrews. Little tapper on the ground. That was a close play there by Temple. That ball not too far on the side of the chalk down the third base line. Denson played the first 2 years of her collegiate career for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, but committed to Tulsa on June the 10th, getting her a little bit closer to her Mansfield home. That one chopped on the ground. Richards coming home, throw in time as Watley cuts down Richards at the plate. Denson grounds into the fielder's choice as Andrews moves to third. Grace Lorsung heads out to the circle, wants to talk it over with Emily Price and the rest of the infield. Everyone's still getting used to playing together. We are only 1 full week into the 6-week Florida Gulf Coast League, so everyone still working out first and third situations, signs, making sure that everyone is on the same page. Denson does not have a stolen base yet in the Florida Gulf Coast League, but she does have speed, was 3 for 3 in 2022 for Minnesota. Hartley squares, pulls back, and takes a strike as Denson takes second. Hartley doubled in Denson back in the top of the first with a one-out double to the right center field gap. Denson, who runs well, scored easily from first. And Hartley with a chance to tack on 2 more. Takes a drop ball low. That evens the count at 1-1. Out of St. Petersburg, Florida, Hartley was the number 18 ranked player in the class of 2021 by extra innings softball. Saw minimal action for Florida State this past year, 2 for 10, as that rise ball misses high. And for players like Christina Hartley, this is exactly what the Florida Gulf Coast League was created for. Don't get a lot of reps during the regular season. You want to keep playing, keep building on your skill set. Come here, play against players that you may or may not see during the regular season, and just get that confidence, get those reps that you haven't gotten. That takes a curveball in on the hands, and the count now even at 2-2. Two to Hartley. That ripped right back up the middle. That's going to bring in Andrews. Denson going to be waved around. No play at the plate. As Christina Hartley, 2 for 2 already, 3 RBI. She is responsible for all 3 of the Lynx's runs. And it has been a white-hot start for the infielder from St. Petersburg. Reagan Marchant rung up on strikes in the first. And takes a strike in on the hands and up in the zone. Clouds have started to move in here at GT Bray Park. They've cut that sun out in right field, as this time of day can be difficult sometimes to see. And drop ball misses low from Price. For her part, Price 0 for 8 for Western Illinois in the circle this year through 13.5 innings. Or I'm sorry, 13.5 ERA. As that catches Marchant in the forearm. Still only 1 out here in the top of the second. Emma Richards led things off with a double. Aaliyah Andrews followed with a bloop single. Denson grounded into a fielder's choice, but Christina Hartley brought everyone home with her second hit of the game. And in stands Taylor Minnick, another one of those Indiana Hoosiers. Minnick grounded out to the pitcher to end the bottom of the first. The 0-1. Not lifted. That's going to stay on the infield as Watley calls off tempo. Infield fly rule in effect. So it would have been out anyway. Reagan Milliken grounded out to start the second inning. And takes a called strike on the outside corner. The 0-1. That line down the third baseline, foul. One-two to Milliken. That stays outside, evens the count at 2-2. Milliken 1 for 2 Tuesday against the Circus. made her college debut for Ohio State on March the 12th in a 14-0 win for the Buckeyes over Army. Check swing foul, stays alive. Milliken out of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. For those of you who are fans of This Is Us, that is the home of the fictional Pearson family. Just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Milliken helped Bethel Park to their first ever Whippeal title in 2021, named the 6A Player of the Year. That one hard on the ground. Temple backhands it in foul territory. Milliken college teammates with Kennedy Kay, also on the Bradenton Lynx. Not in the starting lineup tonight. The pitch. That lined to second. Lee right there to make the out. That ball rocketed. But it is out number 3. Lynx get 2 more in the third. All Christina Hartley in this one for Bradenton. Temple, Leonard, and Solis due up for the Peaches in the home half of the third inning. And it's been a busy day for Khadijah Temple down at third base. Has fielded a pair of ground outs, had a liner her way, and now getting a chance at the plate. And she is ahead in the count 2-0. Temple from Hanover, Virginia, playing her collegiate ball at Tennessee Tech. As Knight drops that in for a strike. Temple hitting a .143 as she fouls that back into the backstop. 1 for 7 in 9 plate appearances, does have a run scored. And 2 walks and a pair of strikeouts. And 2 strikes, shows bunt, pulls back, lifts it out to right field. And it is tracked down by Mallory Fletcher behind the dugout in the pole. Megan Leonard. First pitch swinging. Leonard, like Price, from Western Illinois, out of Aurora. And quickly behind in the count, 0-2 as she fouls that one almost all the way over onto field 1. The 0-2. That popped. It will get out of play on top of the dugout. That is an acrobatic catch there by the photographer. Runs that one down. It still counts if you catch it on the bounce. It's fine. Knight ahead on Leonard. 0-2 here in the third, one away. Changeup fouled directly back into the backstop. And it's been that changeup that has been so effective for Sophia Knight here so far through 2 innings. And when the changeup is working, that makes your other pitches a little bit more effective because the batters have to respect the ability to change speeds. Rise ball misses high. Leonard played in 33 games for the Leathernecks in 2022, 24 starts during her freshman campaign. That one lifted, foul out of play. One, two. Taken low in the dirt. 2-2. So an interesting piece of information that I found while I was prepping for this game. The Western Illinois are the Leathernecks. That is the mascot for the Marines. Now, typically you would think the Marines may not allow schools to use their mascot, but in 1927, Ray Rock Hansen was granted permission specifically by the U.S. Navy to use the Leatherneck for Western Illinois, as he was a U.S. Navy Marine hero. And such, that is how Western Illinois has come to be known as the Leathernecks for nearly a century. The pieces of information you find while prepping for a game. Still 1-2 to Leonard. Lifted. Room down the third base line. Richards is under it. And finally, Megan Leonard is retired. Celeste Solis is the extra hitter for the Peaches here this evening. Solis, a junior, plays for UT Dallas. Takes a screwball for strike 1. Solis started her career at Arizona State before transferring to Mississippi State and has now played a season for the Comets of UT Dallas. Hit .245 in 2022, 23 hits, 18 RBI. Did have 3 home runs and 4 doubles from the left side. The 0-1. That lifted down the third base side as Richards makes back-to-back plays as Sophia Knight retires the side in order. Still 3-0 Lynx. We go to the 4th. Barbado, Fletcher, and Davis due up for the Lynx in the top of the 4th inning. Barbado grounded out to short back in the 2nd as we are under fire from foul balls here. That is the 2nd one that has nearly gotten myself and my producer, Ashley, under fire from all sides. Chopped back up the middle. Easy play for Price. Fields throws to first as Barbado is retired for the 2nd time today. The sun has gone behind the clouds here on Field 2 at GT Bray Park. Emily Price had been pitching with the sunglasses on through the first 3 innings. Has taken those off here in the top of the 4th. Fletcher singled in the 2nd on a little looper behind third base. First pitch swinging, slaps it down the third baseline past head coach Caitlin Gambone. Congratulations to Lynx assistant coach Maddie McPherson as she was picked up by the Florida Vibe this afternoon as well. Vibe out of town this weekend. They are on the opposite side of the state, taking on some of the other professional teams down here in Florida. Fletcher asked for time. It's granted by the home plate umpire. Fletcher made her collegiate debut February the 16th at Western Carolina. She takes a drop ball low. Out of Coolidge, Georgia, Fletcher played in 7 games, got 2 starts this year for the Georgia State Panthers against Coastal Carolina and Georgia Tech. And leaves that one outside. So getting starts against really quality opponents. Coastal Carolina has put together a solid mid-major program, and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets always a force to be reckoned with in the ACC. Fletcher ahead in the count. That one taken way inside. As Grace Lorsong tells Price, "I got you," as Price is falling behind in the count 3-1. The pitch. Taken low for ball 4 as Fletcher works a 1-out walk. A good day so far for Mallory Fletcher. Singled in the 2nd, works a walk here in the 4th. And Tatiana Davis now at the plate. Davis struck out, struck out to end the 2nd. Shows bunt, pulls back. A little tapper foul, looked like it caught Lorsong on the hand. Outfield plating Davis pretty much straight away. That one pulled down the first baseline. Davis does have some power. She tripled in the opening series against the Aquanauts. So if you try and cheat and play her in to protect the slap, she does have the power to put it past you. And once it gets past the outfield, and you could be in trouble as Davis has speed for days. The 0-2. That misses wide. That's a good 0-2 pitch by Price off the plate. Trying to get Davis to swing, go fishing for strike 3. 1-2. That one caught enough, right back to Price. Turns to 2nd, over to 1st. There is no throw from Lee, but they do get the leadoff runner, Mallory Fletcher, at 2nd. As Fletcher grounds into the field, or Davis rather, grounds into the fielder's choice. So they are going to call interference on Mallory Fletcher at second. That'll be a dead ball out. That is out number 3. And that will end the inning in the unconventional way. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. The first time the Lynx have been retired in order, but they still lead it 3-0. So the explanation in between innings is that Mallory Fletcher interfered with Amaya Lee at second base trying to turn the double play. So the double play is awarded, and that is why the inning was over. And it will be Savannah Watley leading things off the second time through the lineup for the Peaches. Watley grounded back to Sophia Knight to start things off in the first. Watley swings through the curveball, quickly behind in the count 0-2. Good bounce back outing for Knight so far here tonight. She was tagged with the loss against the Circus on Tuesday. Just through 1/3 of an inning, gave up 5 runs. 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 hits on 26 pitches. She has bounced back tonight already one time through the Peaches order, only giving up a single hit. And that was a single to Amaya Lee in the second. Savannah Watley hanging in. Watley takes a curveball on the very outer edge of the black for strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Sophia Knight. And that brings up Emma Grace Walker, who grounded out to Christina Hartley at short her first time up. Lifts that into center. Leah Andrews there to make the catch. And Grace Walker is retired on 1 pitch. Emma Grace Walker gives way to Grace Lorsung. Lorsung popped out to Tatiana Davis at short. Lorsung crushed a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning of Friday's win against the Pioneers. Hit just a $188 during her sophomore season in 2022. That was down nearly 100 points from her batting average as a freshman. She hit .274 in 2021, 29 hits, including 7 multi-hit games. Fouled out of play. Lorsung clearly has the ability at the plate, looking to get back into a little bit more of a rhythm. The pitch, fouled back. Lorsung entered the weekend series hitting .286. 2 for 7, does have that home run. As she checks the swing, they say yes, she did. Lorsong already leading the way. She's been hit by a pitch 3 times in 4 games. Trying to get on here in the top of the 4th with her team trailing 3-0. And takes a screwball on the inside part of the plate as Sophia Knight sets down the Peaches in order. Bookends the 4th with strikeouts. We head to the 5th. It's 3-0 Lynx. Changes coming for the Peaches in the top of the 5th inning. It will be Takia Hill in the circle, the right-hander from Jackson State. First pitch to Emma Richards, taken low. Hill tagged with 2 losses so far in the season. Took the loss Monday against the Skeeters through 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. As Richards, hard back up the middle, Lee makes the play. As Richards is retired. Hill also took the loss against the Pioneers on Saturday through 3 1/3, 29 pitches. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 of those earned. And she now faces Aaliyah Andrews, who shows bunt, pulls back. Andrews 1 for 2. Grounded out to start the 1st. Singled and scored in the 3rd. With 1 for 2, Andrews maintaining that .500 average as she takes ball 2 inside. Hill threw 117 2/3 innings for Jackson State as Andrews out in front of that, tops it back into the dirt. Other defensive changes for the Peaches in this inning. Celeste Solis going behind the plate. She replaces Grace Lorsong. Changes at the corners as well. It is Adriana Otero at first and Riley Costa going in at 3rd. Andrews takes that one high and out. Hill 117 2/3 innings, 10-6 record for the Tigers, with a 3.75 ERA. The 3-1, that one lifted out of play. Lynx leading 3-0, courtesy of an RBI double by Christina Hartley in the first and a 2 RBI single from Hartley in the third. That will do it for the scoring across the board so far. Full count. That's lifted. That could be trouble. That's in no man's land as Walker on the dead run comes in, able to make the grab as Andrews is retired. Dawn Riggs will bat in place of Mackenzie Denson. Riggs out of Fort Walton, Florida, spent her first 2 years for Florida State. Shows bunt. Beautiful bunt by Dawn Riggs. That ball about 5 feet in front of the plate to the right side of the field. The only person who had a play on that was Hill. And there was no way she was going to get to it in time to throw out the speedy Riggs. So Riggs on with a 2-out infield single. And that brings up the Lynx best hitter tonight, Christina Hartley. Hartley takes ball 1 high. Hartley doubled to right center field in the first and singled back up the middle in the third. Ahead in the count 1-0. That is going to be hit number 3. What a catch by Leonard out in right field. I thought that ball for sure was going to find its way to the fence. But Leonard on the run, able to rob Hartley of what likely would have been another RBI hit to keep it 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Sophia Knight back out to work the home half of the 5th inning as she has been able to temper the Peaches bats to the tune of just a single hit by Amaya Lee back in the second, but she faces Maya Stevenson to lead things off. Stevenson sample Lee here in the 5th. And Knight able to strike out Stevenson back in the 4th, but falls behind 2-0. And that is a place that a pitcher never wants to be against a hitter like Maya Stevenson. The 2-0 taken high for ball 3. The 3-0 to Maya Stevenson. Swung on and missed. Stevenson looking for a good pitch to hit, not afraid to take a hack. Knight comes back with another rise ball just under the armpits as Stevenson swings through it. Stevenson hitting 0.83 so far. You have to imagine that would start to heat up at some point as Stevenson again goes down on strikes after getting ahead in the count. 3-0, swings through 3 straight rise balls as she is retired by Sophia Knight for the second time today. Sample replaced in the lineup. By Adriana Otero. As Otero takes the ball. Otero 0 for 1 Tuesday against the Rodeo. Cal State Fullerton transfer found a new home in 2022 at Florida International as she lifts that one into center field. On the run, Andrews makes the diving grab. Aaliyah Andrews doing a little bit of everything for the Lynx today, getting it done at the plate, making stellar snags out there in center field. Maya Lee has the only Peaches hit of the evening. That was a single to right back in the second. She was stranded at second as Sophia Knight came back to get Gracie Ashley to fly out. Takes the ball up in the zone. Lee takes another ball high. Lee redshirted in 2021 due to injury, so made her collegiate debut in 2022. Limited action, just 1 plate appearance for the Thundering Herd. That was February 12th against Villanova. As she lifts that one foul. Lee did score 15 runs on the year. The pitch from Knight. That stays high. Sophia Knight has yet to issue a free pass here this evening, but in danger of doing so now, behind in the count 3-1 to Amaya Lee. As that stays low, and there is the first walk. So Lee on twice today, first via a single, second time via a walk. And that will bring to the plate Gracie Ashley. Ashley had an extended at-bat against Sophia Knight back in the second inning before finally being retired on a flyout to Mackenzie Denson in right field. Knight comes back with the curveball for strike 1. And Knight has showed a lot of it here tonight, but it's one of the things that the Toledo Rockets loved most about Sophia Knight in her freshman season was her fighting spirit. As she quickly works ahead in the count 0-2. As we mentioned, forced into the #1 starter spot unexpectedly. It's a tough place to be for any freshman making that adjustment from high school to college. Knight took on the challenge, weathered some rough spots, but never faltered. And always willing to go out and fight, and showing that today. As that one lifted by Ashley into right, and again, she is retired for the second time today on a fly out to right field. So Sophia Knight works around a 2-out walk to Amaya Lee. It is still the Lynx up 3. We go to the 6th.